We got a little bit of a two for today. We have patch 1.3.0a and 1.3.1 to discuss. These are two hotfix patches, basically, for Season 3, Season of the Construct for Diablo 4. Season 3 was kind of not met with very good response from the audience, to say the least. It kind of just sucked. So, these are pushes in the right direction, I feel. Let's just kind of dive in and see what's going on here. So 1.3.0.a, this was released a couple of days ago. We're going to go over this one first, but it had changes to the Echo of Malphas. So they noticed players tended to use their Pearls of Warding for fighting Echo of Malphas instead of Zoltan's Warding. We're adding an Igneous Cores, a new item, used solely to summon Malphas instead of Pearls, so players don't have to choose between extra protection in the vaults or fighting the boss. That's good. It's kind of a bad choice when that was the case, so it's a good thing that they changed this. Echo of Malphas has had its level raised from 85 to 100. The health pool of Echo of Malphas has been increased by 30%. Igneous Cores now exist for the purpose of accessing the Uber Vault and Echo of Malphas fight. Igneous Cores have a chance to drop from Vault Heralds and are guaranteed to drop from the Son of Malphas, which I think's scary, in World Tier 4. Loot updates. The drop rate of unique stones from Malphas increased for basically double, so that's good. Unique stones now have a 3% chance of dropping from the chest after the boss, and defeating the Echo of Malphas will now reward more legendary items. Additionally, item level 925 items will drop now more often. That's a good thing. The Seneschal. So this thing was actually being made fun of because it was just useless at first. I'm going to say this. I don't feel like it was completely useless. I just feel like as you're leveling up to 100, this thing just wasn't... You couldn't tell it was there. You really couldn't. Once you min-maxed it a little bit, it was very strong, and it's even stronger now. We have footage of people doing trillions of damage with it, but, they buffed it finally, thankfully. So they've received feedback that the Seneschal does not feel powerful, exactly as I was saying. They're introducing multiple changes to ensure players have more sources to gain governing and tuning stones from that. All right, well, good on them. They finally buffed up our little robot buddy. Crafting a governing or tuning stone will now always cost 200 shattered stones and 20 iron chunks, regardless of level. Finding a max level governing or tuning stone will now grant 150 to 200 shattered stone. Governing and tuning stones can now be acquired as rewards for completing Whispers. Son of Malphas now drops 2 to 3 governing and tuning stones. Good. Stones awarded from Seneschal stone caches has been increased from 1 to 2 stones. Experience requirements for governing and tuning stones have also been reduced so they can be ranked up more naturally with your leveling progression or leveling experience. That's a good thing because you definitely out-leveled this stuff, it felt like. Vaults and arcane trimmers. Made quality of life changes, so Consuming a Pearl of Warding and the Statue of Zoltan Cool now grants 10 stacks of Zoltan's Warding instead of 3. Very good. The whole problem with this patch, or with Season 3, early Season 3, not, this patch fixed a lot. Traps aren't fun. They're just not. No one wants to slow down that much to stop in a room, inch your way forward. Oops, this hitbox is a little too large on this character. I got tickled, lost one of 3. It just wasn't fun. It wasn't fun. The max stacks of Zoltan's Warding has been increased from 300 to 999. Grace period for losing stacks of Zoltan's warding when being hit by multiple traps at once has been increased from 1 second to 1.5. This is very annoying because suddenly you could just lose in a second. And adding 0.5 actually helps a lot, but you would lose too much too quickly. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Heralds of Malphas now guarantee a legendary item drop. Okay. 15% chance to drop a second one. Knockback has been removed from obelisk hazards. If you know, you know. Chests will now appear after completing a vault's ending encounter. These new chests will drop guaranteed legendaries starting from item level 26 plus with 35% chance to drop another legendary. Cool. Projectile speed of elemental darts has been reduced. Good. The hitbox for floor-based elemental grates and spike hazards has been reduced roughly 15%. These are good. These are positive fixes. This makes these dungeons or these vaults less annoying. And hitbox for elemental pillars has been reduced. Had a few bug fixes as well. Pause and read these if you want to. We're going to move on to the juicy patch 1.3.1, which was just released like I think 2 days ago. These came out like really close together. Like Blizzard's, I'll give Blizzard this. They're actually kind of listening a little bit. A little bit. But they're actually listening and going through it and fixing some of the issues here, and that's a good thing. So we're going to scroll all the way back up here. We're going to go to 1.3.1 here. So with 1.3.1, what do we have? Game updates. Here we go. We're going to jump into this as normal. The amount of health of monsters with Vampiric. Basically, Vampiric got nerfed big time. Vampiric's been broken. It's an affix where if an enemy hit you, they would heal for a portion of their damage. It was literally 50% of their damage. That's a lot. So that's a good thing. Vampiric got nerfed. Suppressor has been adjusted. Suppressor field will no longer be always on. And now has a 6-second duration and a 50 to 75% uptime. Very good. And also it gets canceled if the monster gets stunned. Very good. I cannot stand Suppressor. That was one of the most scariest affixes in Season 2. You bump into a Suppressor affix, especially if you were like a ball lightning sork back then. Yeah, you know. They've adjusted the layout and monster spawns in several dungeons. Smaller adjustments has also been made. Nightmare Dungeon sigils will now display the levels that monsters will be in the sigils tier. Okay, that's a good thing. No more guesswork. Season of the Construct. Let's see what has happened. Following updates have been applied to the Seneschal's abilities. Gyrate damage increase, pummel damage increase, bushwhack damage increase, impale. Everything got a damage increase. Everything got a damage increase, it seems. Reconstruct got a healing increase. Frigid support got a damage increase. Bleeding, electrocution, poison, dusk, burning, all. Up, up, up. Let's go. We like these things. So the Seneschal's getting just a little bit more love. Even though it's doing trillions of damage when built right and under the very specific circumstances. To the moon, boys. To the moon. All right, we had some bug fixes here as well. They fixed an issue where the screen reader did not read out available points in the skill tree. A bunch of screen reader issues. So, yeah. Whoa. Didn't mean to do that. Maybe I need a screen reader. So that was the bug fixes. A bunch of screen reader issues. Season of the Construct bug fixes. They fixed an issue where season journeys did not reflect the item power. Fix an issue with Ayuzan. He was missing from the gate hall. There's been a bunch of bugs with Season 3 I've noticed so far. Makes you kind of wonder, you know, should we get a PTR? I know a lot of people don't really want a PTR because people figure out the game before it's released, but you got to weigh your options, your positives and negatives here. I think it would be a good thing, personally, but hey. Fix an issue where a duplicate Ayuzan would be seen during a body is stolen. Great. I had a bunch of issues with that quest, apparently. I'm just going to skim through the bug fixes. Some of these I noticed when I was playing through it, but most of these I do not. Fix an issue where the dungeon could be left before completing the Aeneid quest. Or Aeneid. There was a bunch of bug fixes, actually. Fix an issue where the rotating pillar traps could not fully go back underground if the player died and came back where the trap was. Never seen that. Don't play softcore. Huh. And various miscellaneous fixes to seasonal questline. Gameplay fixes. Let's see what we got here. These are more important. They fixed an issue where the Ring of Starless Skies wouldn't grant stacks when casting channeled skills. That's pretty big. Fix an issue where rogues being frozen mid-dash could be unable to cast any skills. That's terrifying, actually. They fixed an issue where Blood Marked could not be cleansed if it was applied while mounted. That's kind of a funny one. Fix an issue where Whirlwind could channel and stay in place when using keyboard navigation or in certain circumstances when using a controller. So it's a little nerf to Whirlwind there. Dungeons and Strongholds. Fix some issues with a fog wall, block progression. Yeah, stuff like that. UI interface. There's a lot of stuff here as well. Fix an issue where the Sorks Incinerate didn't have a visual effects when cast it with 10 ranks or more. That's kind of cool. So suddenly your flamethrower would be invisible. Huh. Or no, not invisible. It just wouldn't have the blue flames attached to it. That's probably what it was. Fix an issue where hits from the Barbarian's Frenzy do not display damage numbers consistently. I probably didn't even notice that while seeing it. I just fixed a bunch of random issues here. It's not that it doesn't even look like anything major from just glancing over it. I don't want to read through every single bug fix because I feel like we'd be here a while if we were, but you obviously more than welcome to pause if you want to know what is in here to a T. Miscellaneous. Fix an issue where the Harlequin quest was the wrong color when equipped. It wasn't green. It weren't green. Well, at least they fixed that. How are you guys liking Season 3 so far? Just let me know. I'll be honest. My opinions of Season 3 have been mostly negative. We played it on day 1, and I made it to like level 30 before I wanted to just fall asleep in my chair. I'm not going to lie. I was really bored. Since then, I've come back, played it a little bit off stream. On stream, we've been doing a lot of Monster Hunter and stuff on Twitch, but, you know, we're grinding ourselves back into the Diablo scene. These patches have seemed to have made things a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. So I'm thinking, you know, before too long, it's time to really sink our teeth back into Diablo 4 for streams. I'm kind of excited. In 4 days, we're going to be getting a 50% XP bonus thing that's coming out, so I'm looking forward to that as well. But what are your experiences with Season 3? Mine started very negative, and it's slowly on like a climb upwards here. I'm kind of excited where they go with this. I don't really care about leaderboards or anything like that coming up, but, you know, teach their own, I guess. Anyone out there wants to scream, hey, guys, solo self-found hardcore, I did this, you know, all that stuff. You know, you do you, boo. But anyway, that's it for the video. That's it for patch 1.3.1. Good things on the horizon, I feel. We'll see you on the next one.